On the night of December 29, 1876, a blinding blizzard battered northeastern Ohio. Pushing through the whiteout was the Pacific Express, a heavy passenger train creeping across the Lakeshore and Michigan Southern Railway. At 7:30 p.m., as the train inched across the Ashtabula River, a massive crack echoed through the storm. The iron bridge gave way beneath the tracks, sending 2 engines and 11 passenger cars plunging 76 feet into the icy ravine below. The wooden cars shattered on the ice, their kerosene heating stoves overturning and instantly igniting the wreckage. 92 people died that night in what remains the deadliest bridge disaster in 19th century America. But as the fires were extinguished, the focus shifted from the weather to the structure itself. Investigators began looking for the man who had personally insisted on this bridge's design, Millionaire Railroad President Amasa Stone. Stone was a ruthless power player who operated at the highest levels of the American economy, using his control over regional railroads to dictate terms to entire industries. In the early 1870s, he orchestrated secret freight rebates to intentionally starve out competing oil refineries, engineering a vicious market takeover known as the Cleveland Massacre. Those backroom deals provided the precise financial leverage a young John D. Rockefeller needed to buy out 22 rival companies in a single month and forge the Standard Oil monopoly. Stone shared boardrooms and cutthroat tactics with men like Cornelius Vanderbilt, manipulating stock shares and crushing competitors to maintain an iron grip on Midwestern trade. Stone had spent decades making the economy of the Midwest bend to his will. Now he was prepared to apply that same absolute authority to the way his railroads were built. 11 years before the collapse, Stone ordered the wooden Ashtabula Bridge replaced. He envisioned a massive 154-foot span built entirely out of wrought and cast iron. The draftsman he hired, Joseph Tomlinson, ran the mass and immediately raised alarms. He warned Stone that the iron materials made the bridge's dead load far too heavy, and the support braces were critically undersized for an untested design. Stone refused to listen. He fired Tomlinson for speaking up, then handed the blueprints to his reluctant chief engineer, Charles Collins, ordering him to construct the bridge exactly as drawn. By silencing the experts hired to ensure public safety, Stone transformed a civic infrastructure project into a high-stakes experiment. This illustrates Stone's first engineering error, inverting the Howe truss. Normally, vertical posts handle tension, while diagonal braces absorb compression. Stone flipped this, fatally misplacing these forces. Worse, the heavy beams didn't fit their sockets, forcing workers to hammer metal shims into the gaps. For 11 years, heavy locomotives rumbled over the tracks. The vibrations rattled those shims loose, causing them to fall out and placing massive, unequal stress on the few intact connections. The final breaking point lay hidden deep inside one of the cast iron angle blocks. During manufacturing, a jagged air pocket, or void, had formed inside the metal lug holding the main beams. Under the unequal weight distribution, the metal surrounding that hidden void suffered severe fatigue. On the night of the blizzard, freezing temperatures turned the iron brittle, and the weakened lug finally snapped. The collapse was the mathematical certainty of compounding executive compromises meeting the hard limits of physics. Following the disaster, a coroner's inquest and the Ohio State Legislature launched fierce investigations into Stone's direct role in the bridge's construction. The most damaging blow came from Chief Engineer Charles Collins. Refusing to take responsibility for a design he had tried to stop, Collins took the stand and declared under oath, "This is no bridge of mine. That is the President's bridge." But just days after pointing the finger at his boss, Charles Collins was found dead from a gunshot wound. Police reports initially suggested the wound was not self-inflicted, but the murder investigation was abruptly dropped. The death was ruled a suicide, and the courts officially left the exact cause of the bridge collapse undetermined. The combination of a dead star witness and a vague court ruling meant that, for the moment, Stone remained untouched by the law. But avoiding prison did not save him in the years following the disaster. He faced severe financial losses, widespread public hatred, and a deepening depression. 6 years after the Ashtabula tragedy, Stone locked himself in the bathroom of his Euclid Avenue mansion and shot himself in the heart. Shortly before his death, he attempted to purchase a respectable legacy by donating $500,000 to relocate Western Reserve College, the institution known today as Case Western Reserve University. Amasa Stone spent his life proving that wealth and power could manipulate the economy, silence critics, and evade the justice system. But he learned the hard way that you can never bribe the laws of physics.